All right, good morning. Well, today we're going to talk about the Better Route Planner, which is on the PC here. It's actually a web interface, betterwebplanner.com. And the setup is very much the same as on your mobile app. You can do this on the mobile. You'll get this screen right here on your mobile. You do not get the map here. That's what I like about doing it on the PC. Plus, I can arrange a trip a couple days in advance and do it on the PC here, and it'll save it to my phone, so I can rerun the thing on my phone when I get into my vehicle. So I've got my car set up here, which is pretty easy to do. The initial thing it does is ask you to, go through the settings here. I picked Chevrolet, and then Model B Bolt, and so forth, and it just sets it up for you here. And you can either set this number here, your takeoff percentage of charge, manually, or you can use a ODB reader that you put in your car. And I would recommend doing that, because then that way you get live data, and it updates this on the fly. So let's go to all settings here. So we've already got the car set up. We got our departure state of charge. How this is bright blue, it's actually reading that off of my car if I was in my car. If I uncheck that, it goes to a default value. So leave that like it is. You can set the arrival here, short, but a lot of stops. Short stops, but a lot of them. Or you can do a few, but there'll be long stops. It depends on how you want to configure your time. And you can alter these on the fly, so I wouldn't worry too much. I'd just leave it in the center. Here's where you set up the chargers. So type of chargers, I picked CCS and NACS. And I did check level 2, because I'm not going to do any level 2. That would require me staying there for many, many hours, so that's out of the question. Battery, this just basically tells you set your percentages of minimum that you will stop at a site. You'll run it down to 10%, and then the alarm bells go off, I guess. Set my maximum charge at 90%. You can set it to 100. That's fine. You don't have to charge to that level. In fact, most places only it'll only configure to 80% by default, so that's no big deal. Speed again, it's going by real time because these are bright blue. This adjust speed is right till the default is off, so you can alter this. If you turn this on, I can go up here and I can change that. No big deal. Vehicle settings, my battery is at about 1% degradation at 30,000 miles, so that's not bad at all. This is the ambient temperature that it read from the car, which is 42 degrees in my garage. If I uncheck, it goes to a default value. Well, nice hint there. If the battery's at 68%, it's at its maximal efficiency. Here, you would add extra weight. Say, for instance, you had passenger, you were carrying something really heavy. Might make a difference. User interface is just, dollars, miles per kilowatt. If you're U.S., if you're not U.S., you might want to change these to, your type of currency and that kind of thing. The map, all this does is it changes the theme so that it follows your PC or the theme that you have on your phone. Navigation is voice. You can turn that off if you want. I don't know why you would. This will give you on-screen alerts and that kind of thing for like speed traps and cameras and miscellaneous stuff. So that's pretty much it for the settings. So we'll get out of there and let's plan a trip. So it's already got my home spot here. I'll do Smithville. Now, before I take off, okay, so I'm in my office here doing this, but I'm not going to leave until tomorrow. So you notice I clicked on the little, let me go back there and do that over. So I'll click on this right here, right above my position. And I'll change the date to tomorrow. And I'll change the time for 6 8:15. So tomorrow, if I leave at 6:15, I'll go ahead and do a plan here. And you notice that every stop is based off of leaving at 6:15 all the way down around here. So there'll be 4 stops, and it's 2 hours and 31 minutes, 4 charges, 5 hours and 44 minutes driving, 8 hours, 31 minutes total for 411 miles. So it does add, quite a bit of time. And the problem here is because the Chevy Bolt only charges at 55 kilowatts maximum, I've got 4 stops here. Now, if I had a car that charges at 150 kilowatts, I'd probably have only 2 stops, maybe 1, probably just 1 stop in the middle here. So the type of car you drive is going to affect this drastically. So don't go by mine. Mine's probably one of the worst as far as efficiency on a long trip like this. But it is quite doable, and I'm planning on doing this trip. So just so you know. But here's at Des Moines. I kind of want to stop for dinner there. I don't have to. I could actually go to one of these other stops right here. All these little green dots are level 2 charges. So I could actually stop on this one. Let me click on it here. And it's a 300 kilowatt charger, independent operators. Don't know what that is. So that's one where I'd get there and I'd have to use the app or whatever it is. Well, let's get out of here. But let's say I'm going to stop for dinner here. So instead of stopping for 28 minutes, what if I stop for an hour? And I'll go ahead and save that and plan. And you notice it eliminated some time on this next stop here because I'm charging here to 77%. So I'm going from 10% to 77%. One thing I wanted to tell you too is this 250 kilowatt here. You can ignore that. That's, I think that's the default on the charging station. Because I've changed this to 55. No, go ahead and save it, and we'll see if it makes a difference. I don't think it does. This is at 35 minutes, and it hasn't changed. So it doesn't change anything, because it's still using the data for my car. So I could just leave it at this. When I open this a better route plan on my phone, I would see exactly this. I'd see all this, just as it is. There is one other change you can do in here when you do a trip. Let's say we'll do a different one here. Maybe we'll just do to Ames, Iowa. You can go in here and you can do a round trip. I'll think a little bit. So now what it's going to do is it'll actually plan the trip both directions. So here's where you arrive, and then you take these next 2 charging stops on the way back. So it basically does a round trip for you. And the other option was you can do a reverse plan where it takes it from here back up. So there's some other options in here that you can take advantage of. And we'll just clear that out. And that's pretty much all that's to it. And like I mentioned before, all the green dots here, those are all DC fast charges. And the black dots are level 2s. So those would be kind of handy if you're going to stop, like if they're at a motel or something. That'd be a good overnight charge. But otherwise, the green dots, that's the ones you want to really look for. So that's pretty much all it is to a better route planner. It's a very good app, real easy to use. And like I say, you should get a reader because it does improve things real time. and your times will vary. So that is a fact, but it's a great deal. So if you have questions, whatever, just leave a comment. I'll get back to you. If I made a mistake, let me know, because I make mistakes. I thank you for watching, and do the thumbs and all that stuff if you would, please. Thank you very much. Talk to you later.